We also had several court cases. So we had a case of a farmer. His name was Robert Latimer, who had killed his daughter Tracy, who had cerebral palsy. So he killed her, and then he went to the courts. At first, he lied about it, and then, of course, they discovered there was something very seriously wrong with this death. And so then, with further questioning, he admitted that yes, he did do it, but he said it was a force majeure. He had no choice because his daughter was suffering. She was 11 years old. He had no choice but to kill her. And that case went through the courts, and it created a lot of sympathy in the country about killing people with disabilities. And in fact, what got me interested in getting actually involved in a big way in this issue was a poll came out showing that 32% of Canadians thought that Robert Latimer did nothing wrong when he killed his daughter Tracy. And I scratched my head thinking, okay, I understand the sympathy for a parent caring for a child with cerebral palsy. I understand that completely. What I don't understand is this concept that we not only have sympathy for that father, but the fact that he kills his daughter, we should think there's nothing wrong with that. To me, that was showing you a great level of eugenics that already existed in society, and I became very involved with this issue. And the funny thing is because I started getting involved in this issue in a big way, and I started talking about it and writing about it, and I got involved in it and got rolling, that people started saying, oh, well, there's a guy here who does a lot of talks about this. We're going to invite him to speak to our dinner, to our church group, to whatever. And before I knew it, I was working full time on the issue. And I was filling a need because others noticed there was a serious problem bubbling up in the culture.
Bless you and thank you. I think that's just really great. Just so you know, I said I'm an attorney. Much of my work is with in the estate area, estate planning area, and a great deal of it is with special needs situations, whether they're children or
Yeah.
elderly parents. And I think I mentioned to you just before we went online that I'm currently just entered what's called a continuing care community here in Georgia, in Kennesaw, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, and we're in the independent living part of it. But it's a whole new dimension for me here because we have folks regularly, weekly classes on memory, memory loss, and attempting to try to deal
Right.
with it. We've got people that are moving from the independent to the assisted living because of the situation. And I happen to be a bit of an amateur historian. I know a little bit about the eugenics movement in this country
Yes.
back last century and
Yes.
how a gentleman by the name of Hitler borrowed on that movement and took it to a great extreme. And I think what you're saying, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're seeing the same thing starting to happen in Canada and you're
Yeah.
speaking out against it.